Some folks have a concern about just what kind of a place Port Townsend is. They see in the media all this violence and all this hoopla, and they're like, I don't know if I want to go to Port Townsend. Well, let me tell you, the Port Townsend government does not represent Port Townsend. They have their own agenda. They're all about art. They take the trees downtown and they rip them out and they put in sticks that they don't take care of. They take all the old neat things and they rip it out and they put in new things. They've ran out the buskers. They've ran out the really cool hippies. They've ran out the cool artists, and they brought in their wine and their fancy art that nobody really understands. They don't represent the community of Port Townsend. They don't represent beachcombing and watching eagles and otters, and just the whole lifestyle here is not represented by the Port Townsend government. And when you go into the stores, it's so friendly, lesbians, gays, whatever, and there's none of that gender flap that they talk about, right? I get called, ma'am. I get called sir. Nobody cares, right? Do you want a bag, ma'am? I mean, I don't care. If someone says, oh, excuse me, sir, it's not like that. All right. You see a little girl in a dress and you say, oh, she's dressed as a princess. It's okay. All right. This violent rage to misgendering doesn't exist in the real world. It only exists in their little bubble, and those of them drinking the Kool-Aid. When you're at the beach, people are friendly. You'll watch the moon downtown. People are flatwater paddling and canoeing and just living their life, okay? And they know what a woman is and what a man is. And they live and let live. And they don't have any sort of abusive behavior towards trans people, or, just because someone didn't want to be naked in front of someone else doesn't mean the whole town's like that, okay? It really got overblown because of the government's reaction. The Port Townsend government does not represent Port Townsend. They're not about cool and groovy things. They're not about the buskers or the circus performers, the really cool things that happen downtown Port Townsend. They're not about that. They have a liberal agenda, mostly coming out of Seattle. Whatever Seattle does, they do. They don't give people equal rights to, with the old jab thing, they ran out the businesses, they shut things down. They got pay raises and they got grants and they got new buildings, okay? They have their own world and their own bubble. Port Townsend is a beautiful, magical place. I just walked on the beach. It's so wonderful. The buskers and the artists, the people that are left downtown that they haven't ran out, it's just wonderful. The Port Townsend government is not a reflection in Port Townsend, okay? The laws they make reflect an agenda, not Port Townsend.